Hello, my name is Silent Gimmon, and I'm the owner of thetrustisyou.com and a podcast called Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. My goal is to help as many U.S. business owners, 1099 income earners, and investors to save federal taxes with the Spendthrift Trust. So few people have ever heard of the Spendthrift Trust. This is why I do these presentations. The Spendthrift Trust is legal, copywritten in the IRS Tax Code 643B. The law firm I work on behalf of has been around for over 73 years, and not a single trust has ever been audited. There's a reason why they can give a certification saying they will defend you if the IRS comes after you. It doesn't happen. Now, to give you a little bit of history, it's contract law that comes from England way back when King Henry VIII, yes, the famous king who chopped off his wives' heads, started the Church of England. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England. They went back to the Magna Carta and its contract law and came to the colonies while we were still part of Britain. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023, before we were a country. The current tax law only went into effect in February of 1913 and was supposed to be around for 6 years. The very, very rich families, or the baron families of that time, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, the Kennedys, and the Rockefellers, put this in the trust in 643B in the IRS tax code so they can continue to save taxes. The Rockefellers Trust is 7 generations old, has almost 400 people in the trust. They call it the office, and they get to save money year after year, generation after generation. My goal is to teach this to as many people as possible. My personal story, so y'all have this. My mom got sick, got septic of the blood. She was on a ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital for 15 months. Her first bill from Medicare for the month of November was $172,000. It shocked me. I became a real estate investor in late 2018, and in 2019, I was still working full-time, and I wholesaled 7 properties. Yay, Sally! I paid off all my debt. I was so excited. I was a rock star in my real estate group. When I went to go do my 2019 taxes, my CPA asked me to come into the office. I drove over to Scottsdale. I was living in Phoenix. I drove over to Scottsdale, parked in the parking garage, went up to talk to him, and he says, "Do you realize you owe $79,000 in short-term capital gains to the federal government?" My stomach dropped to my feet. I held it together. I shook his hand. I went out, got my parking validated, went down to my car in the parking garage, and literally cried for 20 minutes. $79,000. I wholesaled, so I was making money and paying things off. So I was going to have to do quite a bit of work. Well, driving home, going back to Phoenix, about rush hour traffic, the sun setting in your eyes, everything else, I tell my boyfriend, he's like, "Hey, don't worry, we'll figure things out." My great aunt Kitty always made a comment saying, "Sleep on it." I went to bed, and the next morning I woke up at 5 a.m. going, "Where's that book?" In my real estate group, a gentleman named Garrett Gunderson wrote a book called What the Rockefellers Do. I had a copy of that book. I used that book to contact as many people as I could to figure out how the Rockefellers got to save so much money. This is how I found out about the private law firm in Texas that had 72 years ago, now it's going to be 73 years because it's 2024. Robert Benson was a Harvard law professor. He wrote the Benson Financial Trust. He started a law firm with his best friend. They left the law firm to two sons, and now a grandson has a firm. This has been going on for 72 years. The law firm's changed its names, but again, no trust has ever been audited by the IRS. Robert Benson knew what he was doing. I'm inviting everybody who's on this call to set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. Let me go over the different trusts that I do. It is split in 2. One's the business trust for U.S. business owners and 1099 income earners. They will save at least 90% on their federal income taxes year after year, generation after generation. If you're in a state that has state income taxes, to give you an idea, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, California, you can save your state income taxes. I have clients who are saving thousands and thousands of dollars. To give you an idea, one of my clients here in North Carolina, I have two pizzerias. They make gross income about $180,000 a year. Their taxes are about over $30,000 a year, and they're going to save at 90% over $27,000 every single year. So what they're going to do with that savings is open a third pizzeria in 2024 and open a fourth pizzeria in 2025. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Cancel. Another client of mine, just to give you an idea, just so I can go over this. I've got my cheat sheet, so I have it here. That he's a real estate broker, and he's got about 15 real estate agents under him. He started the trust back in March of 2023. So far, we have saved him over $59,754 on his federal income taxes for 2023. Another client of mine who's a business coach and a public speaker. Again, in 2023, he saved $58,726. That's a lot of money. In 2022, I only paid, I saved 92% on my federal income taxes. I only paid 8%. Again, this is the business trust for U.S. business owners and 1099 income earners. If you would like to have a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me, please go out to my website, www.thetrustisyou.com/scheduling. And, again, I'll take you out to NerdWallet. It's a free website. I'll give you the formula. I'll show you the formula of how much you're paying, and then times it by 90% and say you can save at least 90%. Now, the beneficial trust. This is for any U.S. investor. I don't care what kind of investor you are. You might be a passive investor. You might be a crypto investor. You might be a real estate investor. You might be a forex investor. You might be in the stock market. You might be doing commodities. You might have rental income, or you might be in the NFT world. With the beneficial trust, you will save the following taxes year after year, generation after generation. Short-term capital gains, which is a year or less, hence the title of my podcast, Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. That's what I got in trouble for. Short-term capital gains, then long-term capital gains, a year or more. I work with business brokers because when you sell a business, you will pay 15% or 20% on the profits of selling that business. Again, I'm going out to my little cheat sheet, so I have it. Give me 1 second while I have this. Where is this? Car wash. Here it is. One of my clients just sold a car wash. At 15%. He's going to be saving $165,000. At 20%, he'll save $220,000. Now, just to give you an idea, he's 65, his wife is 63. These six figures they're going to be saving on their 2023 taxes. So when they do their taxes, that they won't have to pay these capital gains. This will go to their retirement. They can pay off their mortgage. They can buy a new car. They can give to charity. They can help a family member, whatever they want to do with these six figures. That's long-term capital gains. Interest income. This is for anyone who's a passive investor, a forex investor, doing the BRRRR strategy, creative financing, seller financing, the BRRRR strategy, or if you're in a REIT, you're going to save interest income. Dividend income. If you're in the stock market, a day trader, doing commodities trading, doing futures trading. If you are an options trader, listen up. You get taxed 40% on your profits a year or less, or 60% on your profits for a year or more. You get to save that with the beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Rental income. Yes, yes, yes. You can take depreciation, or you can do cost averaging. Yes, you can do that with the Spendthrift Trust, but I didn't tell you the 4 ways you're going to save with the Spendthrift Trust. Number 1, you're going to save federal taxes year after year, generation after generation. Number 2, you're going to keep all your information private. Your LLC, S Corp, or C Corp is statutory law, and I can write a Freedom of Information letter to the Secretary of State or the Corporation Commission with a stamped envelope, and I get all that information. Number 3, this is very important for real estate investors with rental income. You put everything in the trust, and you then become a lawsuit. They can't sue you. Well, they can sue you, but you're worth nothing. The old adage from Nelson Rockefeller, own nothing,